I say.
Rather.
Hey, Maniacs.
Hey, Maniacs.
Strangers.
Is this thing on? Do we know how to do this anymore?
Welcome to Mystery Maniacs, a comedy recap podcast. Each week we dig into an episode of a mystery show to talk about the murder, the mayhem, the loonies, and everything else we love. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mark. This week, two episodes of Poirot.
Because we're getting it done.
Because, God, this season of Poirot is going to kill us.
We're going to talk about the kidnapped prime minister and the adventure of the Western Star.
Season 2, episode 8 and 9. If you let your kids get COVID, then they can listen to this podcast.
Man.
We could do an entire podcast on the crap that has happened to us this summer.
Where did that bus go that hit me? Because I tell you what, I'm still not. I might be 80%.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't guessed, boys and girls, kids of all ages, I gave Sarah COVID.
Yeah. I was, if you work in a school of any kind, you kind of brace yourself when school starts that you're just going to be around a whole lot more people.
We did that, plus I did a con.
And then, so the second week of school, I missed 2 days of class. I missed the entire second week of my class that I'm teaching.
Literally, the entire town of Bloomington gets sick.
Yeah.
And we should have known better.
We should have braced.
I remember at one point in time, in January of 2024, I remember writing in my notes to take it easy on the summer with the podcast because we have lower listenership and we get really busy. Well, we had no idea.
No.
None.
No.
We have done 3 weeks in a row once since May.
Well, summer's over now.
Yep. Summer's over, baby.
It's done.
Yep. So not only are you getting an episode, you're getting a double episode. And next week, we're right into Brokenwood.
Heck yeah. I'm ready.
I
love Poirot, but I am so done with him.
So done with Poirot.
I'm really done with Poirot.
We haven't had a murder in forever.
I know. Where are the bodies? I want bodies. We can't do best corpse if there are no corpses.
We can't do best corpse if there's no corpses. And we are gifted an amazing coroner in Brokenwood.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yes.
Next week, that's where we're going. This week, though, we are going to have some fun with a Poirot finale.
A couple of things right off the top. We need to talk about this. We've messaged about it, but poor Jude Tyndall has passed. And it just is upsetting to me. She was a friend of the show and had a short illness and passed.
She was really fun to talk to.
She was, and she approached us because somebody on Sister Boniface had heard our crazy ideas.
Yeah, yeah. What I really liked, and if you missed our interview with Jude, go back and find it because she really was so kind and so funny. But what I really enjoyed about talking to her was that she wasn't like the British version of a Hollywood person.
No.
She was like an average, everyday person with a normal job who
won a contest.
Entered a contest to write an episode of a soap, won, and became a writer. And she never took that for granted.
And basically created
Shakespeare and Hathaway,
the new Father Brown, Shakespeare and Hathaway,
and Sister Boniface, and enjoyed every minute of it like she was the luckiest person ever.
Living the life of Riley.
Yeah.
So
and she was really kind to us. She settled this Sister Boniface conspiracy for us.
Absolutely did.
and other times she answered questions that we sent her. She was always really nice with her
time. We sent her a question about Father Brown and said, what's he going on about here?
Yeah, and in less than 24 hours, she'd get right back to us. And she didn't have to do that.
So very nice to us.
Yeah.
So
go watch an episode of
our
Sister
heart goes
Boniface
out to her family. Absolutely.
Shakespeare and Hathaway or something.
Yeah, I would imagine the new series of Father Brown and the new series of Sister Boniface will be dedicated to her because they should be.
Yeah. So. Never mind that I don't think she was too much older than us.
Sarah
years maybe.
Robbins.
Scary. Anyway.
Why do we not live in England?
Because we don't.
I wish we did.
What are we missing now that's going on?
We are
That's so
currently
cool.
missing on September 7th to 15th the Agatha Christie Festival from the Great Western Railway.
What?
You want to hear what this is? A week-long celebration.
But wait a minute. Before you do that, though, just think how mad we would be had we known about this in advance, really saved the money and went, and we got COVID the week before and couldn't go. Like, I'm okay with
Well, yeah.
so we couldn't go.
The thing is, I miss my nephew's party because
His wedding, basically. His engagement party.
His engagement party because my mother passed this summer. So I had to go to Canada early. But I wouldn't have been able to go anyway because I had the COVID.
Yeah.
And if I had gone, I would have made everybody at the party sick.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been nice.
Yes. So
maybe somebody we know over in England can go to the Agatha Christie Festival.
yes, and give us like a little report.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. A week-long celebration of the Queen of Crime across the English Riviera. Yes, please.
That sounds awesome.
And trains.
Yeah.
They have like a 20s cover poster. I'm just like, yes, please.
What I really love about going to an event like that is that, if you're waiting in any queue, you can strike up a conversation with somebody around you and they will know exactly what you're talking about. You could say, so like, what's your favorite marple? And they'll like start dissertating about it, like they speak your language. So last time we recorded, we had our question of the week.
Yep.
And it was about fantasy crossovers, taking characters from one show and putting them in another. And what crossover would you like to see?
Now, we're not going to have a question this week. We're going to have a question for Brokenwood.
Yeah, next week.
There is a clear break happening.
Yes.
We're finishing Poirot.
We're going to scrub the decks and start over.
And we'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
There was somebody on the Reddit who was like, well, if there's no asteroid that hits the planet, and to which I replied,
don't tempt fate.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. So did we get some crossover ideas from the audience? Because they're always
we got
so
some
good.
Super good ones. The first one I didn't think about, but would be very good, would be, so there's a younger version of Prime Suspect. Mm-hmm. But that young version of Prime Suspect, the main character in that, played by...
well, it's Helen Mirren in the other
Mirren,
one, right?
yes.
Yeah, but in the younger version, it's somebody...
She should run across young Vera.
Oh, boy. Young Vera would be something
Young
else.
Vera and young Prime Suspect.
You think she had the galoshes on already?
I'm sure.
She's 25.
Speaking of galoshes, at a low point this week, I watched Paddington. First of all, if you haven't watched the Paddington movie, go watch the Paddington movie.
It's so fun.
Or save it for a moment in which you need
when you need to smile, it's happy.
If something disastrous happens in this election in the fall, I will be watching Paddington.
On loop.
Yes. Because it just makes you feel good.
We're so off on a tangent, but in between watching, so Mark said, have you ever seen The Martian? I said, no, I'd never seen it. And he said, well, we should watch it. And I'm like, okay, we should watch it. But it's a long movie and we started it kind of late. And with the COVID, we were kind of fading at about 8:45 at night. So we watched the first half of it. And I sat there the whole time thinking, he's going to die, he's going to die, he's going to die, he's going to die, he's going to die. Because everything goes wrong, And then the next afternoon, before we finished The Martian, we watched Paddington, in which nothing bad happens. No. Even as chaotic and crazy as things can get, everything's going to be okay.
A million guest stars.
Yeah. You're like Midsummer. And then we watched the second half of The Martian later that night. And emotionally, I was just like wrecked. Like, I don't even, what?
Said, nobody dies from this point on. And Sarah was like, thank you.
Okay, so that's the first crossover.
Okay, second one, Doctor Who and Midsummer, which would be fun with the UFOs and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel suggested that. Paul had a very interesting one. Paul wrote a whole little scenario here.
Oh, yeah?
It's Midsummer and Poirot.
Oh.
Joyce is volunteering to traveling literary exhibit that has a rare Agatha Christie manuscript Murder occurs when the manuscript is stolen. Tom has to investigate despite having a terrible cold. In his slight hazy state of mind, he begins to imagine Poirot appearing and helping him with the case. Poirot telling Tom about the little gray cells is a scene I need in my life.
Yeah. I like that idea a lot.
I think that's a great crossover.
But I'm afraid that it would be Peter Houston-off Poirot that he would imagine.
He's not bad. Peter Houston-off is the second best Poirot.
He's like generic label Poirot, though. Yeah. He's like dollar store Poirot.
C.G. Stone came up with Detectorist in Midsummer, which, of course, is...
Yeah, that's a natural fit.
That's a natural fit. And then Lisa made the natural suggestion that old Poirot and young Miss Marple could cross over.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
That would be really interesting, too.
For all of your cards and letters and messages about us being sick. Oh, my gosh.
We made it.
We did.
I think we're out the other end.
We are. I also made everyone in the house sick. So,
yeah, you did.
So to kind of take care of everybody for a week.
Okay, what's your crossover idea?
My crossover idea is that Dr. T finally goes on vacation. Mm-hmm. And he decides to go on vacation to New Zealand.
Oh.
And he runs into the Brokenwood people. And the detectives in Brokenwood and Dr. T would not see eye to eye.
No.
And first of all, he would go, "You cannot make coffee."
No.
He would have no problem telling her that she could not make coffee. And also, and the coroner and Dr. T together would be fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I think she'd love him.
Yes, I think she would.
She would want to fix him so bad. So my crossover is Hastings meeting Campion and Lug.
Oh, I like that.
Because I imagine that Hastings and Campion would have tons in common.
They would exist in the same circles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, they would have been childhood friends and, like, then reunite later in life.
Like Poirot's away in Egypt.
And I want Hastings to drive Campion's car.
Campion tries to get help from Poirot, and he's left with Hastings.
Yeah. Yeah. Or Hastings runs into Campion at, like, a school reunion, and they solve a mystery away from Poirot.
Yeah.
But I want to see Lug deal with Hastings. So your friend is stupid. I know you like him and all, but he's
a little
stupid.
bit obsessed with women. Well, so am I.
He's a bit dense.
Campion is the smart Hastings.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. So
A little bit Poncier.
little bit Ponzi.
Younger.
Okay.
Are you ready for the kidnapped prime minister?
Wow. Okay. Kidnap Prime Minister is
Take
what
him.
we're going to do first. And I'm going to take the lead on this one because we kind of split the episodes up so that we could have two shots at them. A couple of things about all the episodes. These were broadcast in the 90s. They stay really close to the
Short story
itself. The first one is directed by Andrew Grieve and written by Clive Exton. So we've heard lots of him before.
All I know is it must be nice to be the prime minister and get to drive your car right up to the train.
In Charing Cross.
Yeah.
Now, I searched in Charing Cross to find that statue, and I couldn't find it.
If anybody's been
I went
there
through
and knows.
pictures of Charing Cross.
I've been to Charing Cross. I don't remember
I'm
it,
sure
but
I've
who
also
knows?
been to Charing Cross. So let's just do a quick overview of this episode. So what happens is the prime minister is assaulted, basically.
First, they try to waylay him on a dark road.
Yes.
On the way back from Windsor Castle.
And there is a dark road from Windsor Castle to that train station.
Yeah.
I looked.
And they fail, but they graze his face.
Yes. So the prime minister needs to get to these disarmament talks in France the next day.
Right.
And when he leaves for France, he has an aide with him that the driver and the aide are attacked and the prime minister is kidnapped.
Yeah.
And the government has reached out to Poirot to solve this case.
Mm-hmm. To find out where the prime minister is to rescue him in time to go to the disarmament conference to convince the rest of Europe not to let Germany rearm.
Yes.
So the ticker is on. The clock is ticking.
There's a subplot of people from Ireland not being happy with English people.
Yeah. there is that.
It's like a weird kind of situation. What this episode really becomes is Poirot with Keystone government officials. They're all running around with their heads cut off.
Well, it's,
including Jap a little bit.
It's the I'm brilliant and I'm not going to let you in on my thought process until I'm ready.
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes does it a ton.
It's
right?
wowing the client totally.
Yeah. So the government minister, Sir Bernard, is totally irritated because he thinks Poirot is killing time and wasting time the whole time. Of course, Poirot is figuring it out.
Yeah.
He's just not letting anybody in on it, right? Very frustrating.
And that's the game of this story and this episode between Christie and us, right? So we're given clues and we're meant to figure it out.
Right.
And though there's not a lot of people in this episode, so it's pretty easy to figure out.
Oh, and Poirot is being fitted for a suit.
Yes. So at the beginning, Poirot goes to get fitted for a suit by Mr. Fingler.
Yes.
Who is Jewish. And Poirot does the most charming thing here, speaking to him and using Yiddish slang.
Fingler's shop is in a rough part of town.
It is.
Like, he doesn't even have windows. They're boarded up.
Yep. And
it looks like a disreputable store.
And there are bad kids in there.
There are lots of bad kids. Of course, they mess with Hastings' car because I imagine his car has a top, but he never puts it on.
Never.
So the car is like just there and out.
Yeah.
The kids are playing with it. And I love that they yell at Hastings and Poirot when they come out and tell him, get away from the car.
Marmaduke and Montmorency. Montmorency?
Yes.
Okay.
The kids can say it, but you can't.
Fancy ass is what they're saying.
They say, clear off, Montmorency. Like, posh dude. It's like saying, screw you, St. John.
Or Rockefeller.
Yeah, but their first names, Marmaduke's a first name. Like, piss off, Percival.
I tried to do a search for this, and all I got was stuff about a big red dog. Marmaduke is everywhere on the internet.
Montmorency would give you different results.
Yeah.
I just love that the kids know all kinds of Ponzi names to call them.
Sarah, we need a character actor. We need this guy to be slightly dodgy. He may or may not be having an affair on his wife, but she is certainly having an affair on him. Who are we going to call? We are going to call David Horovitch.
Yes.
Because, man, he plays this guy.
Yeah. He's Commander Daniels in this, and it is the role that he plays.
He's played it in at least 3 other things that we've seen.
He's usually tweetier than this, though. He's usually more country gentleman aristocracy than this.
But I definitely have seen shows in which he is like off or the bad guy or doing something he shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. It's a big mystery, right? Ooh, where's the prime minister? Did they kidnap him in France? Did he ever actually leave the country? Is there a double of the prime minister? And then shouting like a beacon in the night for all to see is his incredibly Nazi-like ex-wife.
I thought...
Like she may as well say Heil Hitler in her dining room when she meets Poirot. That outfit and the haircut and everything. I know she's supposed to be an Irish sympathizer, but come on.
Well... You see Daniels at first and you go, oh, he did it. And then you see his wife and you're like, oh, they did it.
Because he's got that bandage on his big egg head that looks like a pillow taped to it. And the next time you see him, it's gone and his head's fine.
Yes.
Oh, I was tied up by the bad guys. I didn't see them. And a little girl had to save me from the car. And yeah, that's all real convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. None of it's checkable and... You know.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else saw anything.
Yeah. So they go to Dover for some reason.
Because they're going to get on a destroyer and go to France.
And they see this, there's this building in the background that has like a cupola on the top of it. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. But
on the dock?
Yeah, it's been destroyed already.
Oh, that's too bad. It's a beautiful building.
It used to be the
It's right next to where all the sailors get out of the truck and pretend to do something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to be Dover, the people who ran the port. worked out at, it was like the Port of Dover main building.
Gotcha. Like where the officials
super
work.
cool. Yeah. I love how the government guy gives Poirot a magnifying glass. He hasn't even pulled out a magnifying glass. So then the one thing I really do like is Poirot kind of helps them along here with his explanation of the prime minister, who in this episode is entitled David McAdam. No, David McAdam actually was prime minister.
Insert generic prime minister here.
Insert generic white guy prime minister. So Poirot gets in the car and tries to recreate the shooting of the prime minister. And they do it in such a great way that you are like, yeah, that didn't happen.
The back seat is so far away from the door.
Way far away.
Like you need that strap to haul yourself out of it.
And also, like, he doesn't say it, but the prime minister would be stupid to do.
Yeah,
like,
let me stick my head out this window while people are shooting.
Yeah, like
no, he'd get down.
He would never do that. And then Poirot takes them on this sort of grand hospital tour.
Looking for the hospital where they took the prime minister to get his injury seen to. Bottom line is that the man who comes back with the bandage on, is he the prime minister?
No, he's not the prime minister.
He's already the fake.
He's already the fake. So I'm like, who is that? And where is the fake guy?
Yeah.
Because he goes to France with Daniels, but then runs away. We don't hear from him again.
They let him loose in the French countryside.
I guess so.
Run free, imposter PM.
Yes.
He whips off his big bandage and runs off into the woods. That's where you find prime minister fakes. Don't you know that?
Yes.
You capture them in the woods. That's where all imposters come from.
We've run across a fake prime minister.
Oh, there's a whole herd of them over there.
Oh, they found the car in France.
That little girl. Wee wee. Oh.
So there's this artificial clock of the conference, the disarmament talks. Everything kind of ticks down to finally they figure out that it's Daniels and his wife.
When did you first hear the phrase Aaron go bra?
Probably when I was very young, because the campsite that my parents went to all summer, there were lots of nights of traditional folk music that people would sit around the fire and play folk music. And I probably heard it then.
I don't know when I first heard it, but I was obviously too young to know what it meant, because I remember some kid I knew making fun of it and saying Aaron go braless.
Oh, okay. So you were that age.
Yeah, like we had no idea what it meant.
I also probably heard it early on in the strangest of ways. There was a Canadian band named the Irish Rovers. Yes, they're Canadian, but they're called the Irish Rovers. They played traditional Irish music, and they had a variety show on in Canada.
Wow.
And I probably heard it there. And that's why I know so many traditional Irish songs like Black Velvet Band.
Yeah.
Because of all those.
Gosh, don't even say the name of that song.
Yeah.
It is such an earworm. You've inflicted me with it so many times. Don't Google it. If you don't know that song, don't look it up. If you do, you have yourself to blame. You have been warned. If only every bad guy was kind enough to take all of their phone calls in front of an open window where Hastings could see them. Because Mrs. Daniels stands right next to the window, takes the call, and basically goes, "What the fuck?" I like, oh no!
Like she parts the curtains to look outside.
Yes. Let me stand fully in view and then hop into my car and zoom away.
Is this the episode that, and I might get them mixed up, where Jap goes, "Oh, we should just pick up a vagrant"?
Yeah, when in doubt, arrest a vagrant. That's what he says. Because they've arrested a vagrant in France. Like, just some random guy.
So then they're trying to find out where he is.
Where the prime minister's being held. They figured out that Daniel's wife is involved, that it has something to do with Irish independence, that she is the daughter of aristocracy in Ireland, and they have a home somewhere in that vicinity of the country, and they've got the map out, and they're trying to figure out where it is.
And I don't know if this is in the original story, but this is a brilliant piece of writing. because Poirot does the little kid joke.
Because Miss Lemons is trying to remember the name of the village or
she says,
the family hall.
It's like Batterley.
It's like Batley.
Batley.
And Poirot says, Catley, Datley, Gatley, Hatley, Fatley. He's going through the alphabet. He's going to get to Ratley and Zatley eventually.
Wapley.
It's Summerscott.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. But we've all done it. When you're like, I can't remember that person's name. I think it starts with a J.
Yeah.
I think it has an A. J. Mike. Yes, that's it. Completely different.
Did you ever have a phone list, one of those phone things that had a phone directory of your own that had enough people in it that you had by their alphabetical names?
No.
I came at the very trail end of that.
But my grandmother had one of those that had the little lever on the side that you moved to the letter of the alphabet, and it would open to that page.
Too.
I always thought it was so cool.
And X, Y, and Z were always together.
Yeah,
X
like
is
on
not
one
separately.
page.
Yeah.
And they were always empty.
Yeah. So then the call that the reenactment actors have been waiting for happens. So they find out where the prime minister is, and they need the military with them to
surround the house,
which is what would actually have happened. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that, but there is the major guy who's an actor, and then there are a dozen maybe reenactment guys.
I don't think they're reenactment. I think they've got warehouses of World War I and World War II uniforms in England.
I just had fun imagining, we got the call, boys.
Yeah.
Finally.
If that was the case, they would all be in their 70s.
Yes.
It would be like Dad's Army.
Yes.
If that was the case.
That's true.
So they surround this house, and the house is perfect because it's supposed to have been fire damaged, right? The family seat has been fire damaged. So the windows are boarded up and it's all overgrown on the outside. It's perfect, right? Unlike all the National Trust properties that they usually end up going to film that are perfect. This one is dilapidated. It's awesome. And they're trying to be quiet, right?
Yep.
But this soldier steps on a window that's on the ground and breaks the glass and makes a noise. But we get this great shot from underground.
Yep.
It's like the mole view.
Yep.
Under, like, Mr. Mole installed that window in his little hole. It was great. He had a sunroof in his little hole. Oh no, here comes the soldier in his big boot. Crack.
And then Madame Daniels does the great evil villainous move of, I need you to go out there, but I need to keep the gun.
Yeah.
It would be bad if they found you with it. Mm-hmm. Cannon fodder.
Well, she doesn't shoot him in the back while he's leaving or anything.
No.
I think she actually is sincere and then sacrifices herself for
the
the
guy
cause.
who plays
like,
the
that's
prime
gonna
minister
make a
has the greatest gig here. He's sitting down. He doesn't have any lines to remember.
Yeah, I mean, the chauffeur is there.
And he stumbles out.
And
that's
he
it.
hardly has any lines.
Yeah.
But she gets to go stand on the parapet of the tower and
How does she get up there?
climbs up a ladder out the roof.
I guess.
So they do that great shot of the view that she would have while she falls. Down to the...
Yep.
How do they do that?
They drop a camera.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yes, they do.
Surely they use a crane and they speed up the footage.
They may, but usually what happens is they have a pulley on the end of a crane and they drop the camera down so that
and they stop it like 10 feet from the ground.
So
it doesn't have to go all the way.
Shadows or anything like that.
Nice.
Like they don't just toss the camera.
I know that. I know they don't just drop it. Yeah, that's the sacrifice camera for this shot. I hope we don't have to do it more than once.
Well, Clive, you drew the short straw.
You got to jump.
Going off the wall. Make sure everything's in focus on the way down.
Yeah, really. Clive panics, doesn't press record, you know.
Well, the divorce was just a big smokescreen. And then Poirot is...
That's a long plot.
Yeah, it is.
For them to have pulled off.
Yeah.
Like, because they had
years in the making.
They had the public nasty divorce a year before.
Yeah.
So they've been waiting for a year, more than a year, to find one sympathetic chauffeur.
Yes.
Like, you think they could have just written home to Ireland and said, "Is Davey got a job? Okay, send him up here. We got a job for him," you know? Oh, no. We'll just wait until one happens to come along.
Is she a Nazi? No, Irish.
She just dresses like one. It's the fashion right now.
She's Aaron of the SS. She-Devil of the SS.
Her name's like Imogen.
Aaron Gobralis of the SS.
I don't know how Nazis felt about bras. That's a good question.
Well,
I wonder.
really, the only idea I would have would be from Elsa, She-Devil of the SS. There are a lot of bras in that
It's
movie.
probably not historically accurate.
What?
Do you have anything else to say about the kidnapped prime minister? Frankly, I think this episode's kind of boring.
It is. Both these episodes are kind of like, I'm glad we're covering them together. No one freaking dies.
No, there's no murder. Let's talk about the adventure of the Western Star.
So my first thought is, do you think that, so the women's arm of the Masons is called the Eastern Star. Mm-hmm. Do you think she's playing around with that here?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to make it sound exotic, that they call the diamond a star.
I see that. How do you make a place look mean? You put a bunch of lettuce on the ground. Wow.
It is such a rough neighborhood. People just throw vegetables. It's they just don't even care.
Strewn everywhere.
The gutters are full of turnips.
It's like that one Midsummer that has the trash all over the streets. But there is a lot of lettuce on the ground in this one street.
Maybe it's supposed to be like a metaphor, like because they used to call money lettuce.
I guess.
You know, like just throwing lettuce. Or isn't there a place in Toronto called Cabbage Town?
Yes.
Is there cabbage on the ground?
No.
There should be.
It was called, well, it's racist that it's called Cabbage Town because it used to be where all the Irish people lived.
Ah.
So.
Wouldn't it be Potato Town?
No, they called them Cabbage Town.
Okay.
Okay. Van Brax.
Von Brox.
Jap is on the case here. And then we have, they do a really good job with this because, there are two things that are part of the immigrant story that they get really right here. Mm-hmm. The two things they get right are, you're never more a citizen of the country that you left than when you go to another country. Mm-hmm. I've never been more Canadian than when I left.
Living in the United States, you're far more Canadian than when you were in Canada.
And then second of all, what you think is a huge deal in your home country is not a huge deal.
A Belgian movie star? Really?
Do they even make movies?
Well, let's be fair. All the Canadian movie stars are just American now.
Well, everybody comes to the States to make it big. Right?
Yeah.
So
she's the most
Mary Marvell.
the most famous actress in all of Belgium.
I'm like
okay.
DC super heroine.
Poirot's really excited.
He is. He's very
He's
excited.
setting out a tea. He's getting the ruler out to make sure the sandwiches are set up right. Miss Lemon is helping. He's got a tart.
disparaging the club that Hastings goes to all the time now.
Because he has lunch until 3. Well, she can't come.
Yes. Did you notice this episode has the worst subtitles?
Yes, they're really bad. They're just random.
Just horrific. Poirot understands the ladies. So Miss Lemon does.
I don't know how much Poirot understands ladies, but I do know
the ladies.
that Hastings does not.
No, they both are.
Everybody has an in-depth knowledge of women when compared to Hastings.
So Mary Marvell's not coming, and Miss Lemon gets to play the card here and go, but she wants to see you at
her hotel instead. And he's like, I'm out of here. Bye.
And then she has the weirdest cigarette holder known to man. Mm-hmm. It's strange.
Everything about her is kind of an affectation.
So she's been getting notes from the scary Chinaman. Signed, the scary Chinaman.
That nobody has seen.
Nope.
But they smell of jasmine. Oh, well, that narrows it down.
Okay. Uh-huh. And they mentioned the next full moon. And those foreign types, they're into naturalism.
If I was Poirot, he says, leave the diamond with me when you go to the Yardleys. We'll keep it safe.
Which is a completely valid thing to say.
And she's like, no, I can't do that because I want to wear it. He should have been like, well,
like,
then forget about it
"Goodbye.
and left.
See you later.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You don't want, and later he does say, I've given you all the advice that I can, and you're not going to take it. So that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I want to wear it. Okay. Well, then you're asking for trouble. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I'd be done. This whole myth of the stone, the diamond, being the eye of a statue, right? And the Yardleys is supposed to be the other eye of the statue, is a historical reference.
Okay.
To not just one,
Oh.
but two gems. One I know you've heard of.
Okay.
The Hope Diamond.
Yeah, the Hope Diamond is one of these.
It was allegedly stolen from a Hindu statue where it was serving as one of the eyes.
It's a big rock, man.
It's huge.
And when she pulls out the rock to show them,
Yeah.
Poirot was like, whoa, this is a big boy.
Never mind, it's set in the ugliest setting. It's just got like a setting around it.
Yeah.
Like it's not even pretty. But I don't think you can make a stone that big pretty.
No, it's hard.
So there's the Hope Diamond.
Yeah.
It's a bluish diamond.
Yeah.
The one I'm far more interested in, though, that I didn't know a lot about, is the Black Orlov Diamond.
The Black Orlov diamond?
Orlov.
Orlov.
It is a diamond, but it's black.
Wow. And not like champagne.
What?
So there's a joke in Beautiful Girls where they're like, you bought her a brown diamond? It's champagne.
Oh, no. It's black.
Yeah.
It looks like
onyx?
Onyx.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was supposedly an eye of a Hindu statue as well.
What are these Hindus doing with statues?
So there's this whole I've just lost the word. So there's this whole colonialism thing
Yeah.
where other cultures come into your culture and they steal all your good shit.
Yeah.
It's like that,
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So yeah, I'm sure that's
Well,
how it
and I
happened.
can see people using diamonds or gemstones for eyes to make them glow. And
They're beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't live in a culture where people kill each other for rocks, you might just think, this is pretty. I'm going to make it part of our religious decoration and not worry about some jackass coming on a boat and taking it. The guy who stole the Orlov diamond was a Jesuit priest who should have known better.
should have known better.
Bad dude.
Bad dude.
He stole it from the god Brahma in Pondicherry.
Well, I'm sure he got cursed.
They are both in the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. now, if you'd like to see the Hope Diamond or the Black Orlov Diamond.
Both of those need to be returned to the right people.
Like lots of things.
Agreed. So,
There's a great podcast called Stuff the British Stole.
yes.
If you've never listened to it, you should go check it out. It's great.
So Poirot goes to get his haircut, and Japs along.
Is Jap a verb now? When you're just japping along?
And it's interesting. They do some exposition, but the most interesting part is Lady Yardley comes to Poirot's office, and he's not there.
But Hastings
But
is.
Hastings is.
With his cold, hard logic.
Stone cold, ice cold Hastings.
You have been receiving blackmail letters.
How did you ever know that?
I like the Yardleys because they are countryside Tweety aristocrats who are not jackasses.
No, but they're dumb as turnips.
But they're nice and they love their kids.
Yes, they do love their kids.
And they just don't want to go broke.
And that kid, like, okay, he kind of glosses over I made some bad gambling debts. But anyway, I want to get the money back.
Well, and people of that class are constantly in debt to their homes.
Yeah.
You know, but now they've got kids.
Yep.
And he wants to do right by them by selling the big ugly stone.
Why don't you wear it?
It's hideous.
It's not here. I've misplaced it.
She's right that it's ugly.
The setting is horrible.
Okay, I'll wear it to dinner.
My mom took it.
I loaned it to a friend and she never gave it back.
I had it at school and the teacher took it.
I love Lady Yardley pretending that it's stolen from her as she comes in the room.
And then she flips the light off.
And then yanks herself out of the room and throws herself on the ground.
And who is to blame?
It's gone.
Who is to blame?
There was a Chinaman. He had a pigtail. Look, yellow silk stuck in the door.
First name China, last name Man. China Man.
I gotta tell you, this episode of the show is not a fraction as racist as the story is.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it's bad. Even later, when Rolf, who I can only think of as Dracula because he looks like Dracula, pretends to be him, pretending to not be him, pretending to be him, and tapes his eyes to look a little Asian.
This is the most racist episode of Poirot
No. Well,
that we've covered.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. You have to remember, Me Love You Long Time, Me Show You Good Time, Sailor Boy is also
true.
in this season,
That's
right?
true. Oh.
But the whole in the prior episode, it's just arrest a vagrant.
Yes.
And this time it's just blame a Chinaman.
Yes, absolutely.
Because obviously they want their diamonds back. So it's got to be them.
To go to Yardley, they take a train, and in the train car they're in, there's a picture on the wall. Mm-hmm. Like it's a living room.
It's nice.
It's weird.
Travel used to be nice. It didn't used to be a hellhole of suffering.
Maybe. And I love how, we get Jap Cam.
Yes.
Who's that sneaking up in the house? I'm like, it's Jap.
Yeah. Japcan.
And Jap jumps out and goes, what are you guys doing here? And I'm like, because these cases are the same case. And
Obviously, they're
the
connected.
same case.
He's tracking Van Brock.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Marie Mavel's diamond has been stolen too.
So then
I am so sad. I'm Belgian.
Poirot says the thing that bothers me. He goes,
Let Papa Poirot take care of it.
let Papa Poirot take care of
Which
it.
is not easy to say, first of all.
Not.
I think it's nice.
I think it's a little cringy.
I think it's avuncular.
But how I got through it is thinking about Papa Poirot and Ice Cold Hastings and what other rap names I could come up with. DJ Jazzy Jap
Lemon Tartlet.
or Queen Lemon Tifa,
No, she'd be LL Cool Lemon.
straight out of Whitehaven. Oh, we need to do a Photoshop
Instead
now.
of yo-yo, it would be I say.
I say.
Rather. Wiki.
If we could get Poirot rapping.
Sticky wicket. You don't think we could get AI to get Poirot
I'm
rapping?
sure we could get AI to do it, but I don't like using AI. So
Maybe
David Suchet with the do-rag on.
I just want to see Hastings with a big, gold pound sign around his neck. Ice cold logic.
Ice
Hastings.
cold logic.
Meanwhile, Rolf is showing up at the airport, the aerodrome,
Okay, no, it's not the aerodrome. It's the building used in every episode in this season.
to meet Von Brock to exchange the diamond for the money.
Like, wasn't this the Midlands Hotel 20 minutes ago?
No. This is an airfield.
Okay.
But Rolf is dressed like Jim Carrey from The Mask. Okay.
He has the biggest fur coat on ever.
And I tell you what, one thing I know is that had I been alive at this time, I would not have been traveling.
And why is that?
Because if some jackass is going to make me get on a scale at the gate and yell, 180 pounds, that's a lot. You sure do. Do you have any luggage, fatty? I'm not going anywhere.
How could they have ever done that?
Men don't care.
No, but
And it was
some men would care, but it still is horrible. And then the guy goes, you don't have any luggage? You're going to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And Rolf's like,
I keep everything in my big coat.
I have it all in my big coat.
Well, he's got to go back through again because if he had actually sold the diamond to Von Brock, he would have had that suitcase full of cash.
Yeah.
And that would have added to his weight.
Yes.
Plane probably would have crashed because they would have miscalculated for the extra 20 pounds of money he was bringing on.
Oh my gosh. To fly from London to Johannesburg.
On that putt-putt of a plane?
Yeah.
Did you hear it start up? backfiring and everything.
Yep.
No, thank you.
There's so many extras and planes and stuff like that in this scene.
I am not going anywhere. Oh, and you got to balance out the fatty fats too. They would have made you move and change seats to balance out the weight.
Yeah.
If you need to do that, you shouldn't fly in that plane. That's not safe.
No.
No. And where does Rolf think he's going to run? The police show up and he makes a break for it. Where does he think he's going?
I don't know, but
In his mint green suit and ankle-length fur coat, he's not blending in anywhere.
before Poirot gets there, he has to have a month-long discussion in French with Mary Marvell.
I have no idea what they say.
Their French is way too fast for me. I don't know what they're saying. She says I'm an imbecile at some point. That's all I got out of it.
Well, she's realizing that Rolf is not who he says he is and not all he's made out to be.
Well, considering he was stooping Lady Yardley, too.
No, she says she was only ever indiscreet, which means that she didn't sleep with him. She was just overly familiar with him.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that she probably shared intimate information about herself that she would not have shared with an acquaintance that could be used against her.
Okay.
Like, my husband isn't that attractive anymore.
Yeah, or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it was enough for him to blackmail her
Yeah.
to get the real diamond. Because Marie Marvell never even had a diamond.
I love how Van Brack, who is said to be obsessed with diamonds, immediately goes, "This is fake."
One that big,
Yeah.
it would weigh significantly different if it was paste.
Definitely way different.
You would be able to tell
Yeah.
if you picked it up. When Rolf is in the airport and he's waiting for Von Brock to show up, plane is about to leave. He doesn't have any time. He's waiting. He looks at the door because somebody is coming in. And the person who is coming in is being escorted by a porter. But the person who's coming in is absolutely mysterious to me.
You took a picture of this, right?
He's dressed head to toe in red, and I think he has a turban on. He is the anti-Von Brock. That's what he is. He's clearly not Von Brock.
Oh, wow. It may be a lady.
No.
Maybe. I'll have to
We'll
go
post
back
a
and
picture.
look. I'll have to go
It's
back.
really hard to make out because he's in between two doors.
Yeah, it's dark.
And they
but
glance at him, and it's just...
He definitely has high water pants and white socks on.
It's not Von Brock. That's what we're supposed to notice. But that is the least Von Brock person.
You're absolutely right. He kind of looks like an Oompa Loompa.
Kind of. I don't know who he's supposed to be.
Oompa Loompa Airport.
Maybe that's who they bring on to balance out the weight.
Maybe.
It's like for every Rolf, we need 2 Oompa Loompas to balance it out.
Everyone gets arrested.
I don't know if Tubby's going to fly. We're going to need an extra Oompa Loompa on this plane.
Everyone gets arrested, and my dinner with Poirot begins. And we are given a piece of gold at the end.
The notebook. I
notebook.
want the notebook.
Hastings says he has a notebook, which is 2 columns. The first column is things I don't understand. Dude, I have that notebook already. And the second column is the explanation of things. And like,
I can only imagine one column is far more filled out than the other because it's Hastings.
he's like, where did the statue come from?
No, he says, where's the other diamond?
Where's the other diamond?
And Poirot has to
Poirot's
stop
like-
eating to go, oh,
You're an idiot.
you poor summer child. You may be ice cold Hastings,
Yep.
but you are not smart.
So we want to see Hastings' book. So I have a question for you here.
That
at the
whole
end.
scene, by the way, is if you, dear viewer, are as dumb as Hastings, you're probably wondering where the other diamond is. Let us explain to you too, stupid.
Yep. Let's tie up all the loose
There was
ends.
only ever one anyway.
Except, who goes to jail here?
Nobody.
No one goes to jail.
Nope.
Van Brack is right.
Yep.
He was there to buy a diamond that he thought was real.
Yep.
And didn't know was stolen. Because he was buying it from the guy who said he owned it.
Yep. Really, Rolf. Kind of.
For blackmailing Mrs.
Yardley.
Lady Yardley.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's certainly not going to be married for long.
No. Marie is going to dump his ass.
I've been an imbecile. Yeah, you have, lady. You should have went to Poirot's for lunch.
Your and your little French tears are going to be so sad. Maybe they can have a fantastic divorce like the people in the other episode.
She's not much of an actor.
She's the only famous Belgian actress. It's a small pool to choose from.
And so ends
The Adventure of the Western
The
Star.
Adventure of the Western Star.
And season 2 of Poirot.
I want some murder.
Murder! Give me blood! And not just from some Nazi falling off a tower.
And boy, we're going to get it.
And season 1, episode 1 of Brokenwood, Blood and Water. It's got blood right in the name,
Right
baby.
in the title. Mike talks to the dead people. There's just so much good stuff coming.
We're going to have lots of fun.
Yep. A longtime friend of ours in Bloomington sent me a message on Facebook the other day. It was like, wait a minute, you guys are doing Brokenwood now? We just finished it. Now we have to watch it again.
Yep.
I'm like, yes, you do.
It's going to be fun, and there's not going to be any asteroids.
No, there will be no asteroids.
No. So that's Poirot season 2. I'm tired of Poirot, but I got to say, it will always have a place in my heart. David Suchet is the best.
Yep. Brokenwood is 4 episodes in the first season. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're doing the first 2 seasons of Brokenwood.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is we have no knowledge of any new Midsummers right now.
And we usually have heard by now that they're going to come out in December or something.
By now, nothing has been filmed.
Oh.
I know that for sure.
Oh, well, then there's not going to be any in December.
Yeah, there won't
They'd be done
any
filming
in
by
December.
now.
So we're definitely going to do well.
We're not starting rumors. We know nothing.
We know nothing.
If there's been no filming, we're only saying that because they usually post production shots on Instagram and stuff, and they haven't. That doesn't mean that they're not filming. And
Maybe
we
you
just
should
don't know
listen
about
to
it.
the official podcast.
Anyway,
Whatever. So we return on September 16th
that's next week.
with Brokenwood, Season 1, Episode 1.
Blood and Water. It's going to be fun, people.
Bye, Maniacs.
Bye, Maniacs.
Thanks for joining us on the Mystery Maniacs podcast. If you enjoyed our crazy podcast today, don't miss out on future episodes. Follow us on social media for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and exclusive sneak peeks. Subscribe, like, and share to spread the word. Bye, Maniacs. 5.
I want to do the tagline, the summary of the show. The Mystery Maniacs is a mystery recap podcast.
Okay.
I'll see if I can do it from memory.
The intro.
Yes.
Okay.